This is a Spartan Ironworker rectangular notcher video. How to assemble your rectangular notcher. You have two screws that mount the blade to the frame. You would take and screw one in first, then the other screw. Then you would take and tighten them up firmly. Then you would take your wrench for the finished tightening. There is no torque setting on this. The top notcher blade should be in the full down position when placing the bottom of the notcher onto the machine. You slide your bottom notcher portion onto the machine and then take your T-nuts and your bolts, there will be 6 of them, and tighten them so that you can still have movement on your notcher. The notcher needs to be kept loose in order to be fitted and gapped around the top notcher blade. 3 thousandths should be the gap between the top blade and the bottom notcher blades. You would use your feeler gauge in order to achieve this gap. Normally you would use a rubber mallet to tap the bottom portion of the notcher into position. Do not hit the bottom portion of the notcher with a steel mallet or steel hammer. Once it is in place, go ahead and tighten your bolts to achieve a permanent position for the bottom portion of the notcher blade where you can now use the machine. Remove your feeler gauges. Now you would take the bolts from the back of the bottom bolster or the notcher and tighten them up. What these bolts do is they allow the notcher to stay in place and not slip forward when notching material. Do not over tighten these bolts as you will move the entire notcher. You would have back bolts on both the right and left side. Tighten it up firmly, but not over tight. Once you have tightened both back bolts, you can then recheck your gap. At that point, you will place your gauging table onto the machine and tighten the bolts. The LED work lights help a lot when working on the different sections of the machine. Now your notcher is ready to use. Place your material in the notcher and step on your foot pedal to achieve a successful notch. You can notch on the ends, you can notch on the middle of your angle iron, and you can notch flat plate. If you have any questions regarding your Spartan Ironworker rectangular notcher, please feel free to call our factory, call our service department located in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.